Hi guys, my name is Maria Gonzalez and my informative speech is going to be on traditional Mexican food and focusing mostly on tamales, which is a very important and popular dish in Mexican culture. A lot of people believe that by going to an authentic restaurant, they're getting authentic food, but if you think about it, you never really get authentic food unless your mom or your family cooks it at home. No matter what race or ethnicity, it's never the same as what your mom cooks at home. Tamales are very popular in Mexico and they're made from a staple crop in Mexico that is corn. Corn is the number one crop produced in Mexico, so it's used in everything like tortillas. It's made into cornmeal. There's soups that even have whole corn kernels like pozole, which is made out of hominy. It is used in mostly every dish, and along with the corn, meat is very popular. There are a lot of dishes that have corn and meat, like tacos, which have a corn tortilla filled with whatever meat, beef, pork, goat. And then when you go further down towards the ocean, like Veracruz and the Gulf of Mexico, chicken and seafood replaces the meat. Like I mentioned before, tamales are very popular. They are cooked at every single family event. Even though they're hard and it takes a long time to cook, they are delicious. And tamales are basically a corn husk filled with a cornmeal and a meat sauce. Um, when preparing the masa, which is the cornmeal, you have to mix the dried ground up corn with water, melted lard, lime, baking powder, and some of the stock from the chicken and the pork. Now you mix all this together until it makes a dough, and then you let it sit while you soak the corn husks, which are going to be hard, and you need them to be soft so that you can wrap them later. When you make the meat, you have to boil the chicken and the pork, which is traditional for tamales, until it is soft enough to shred. And then along with that, you boil some chilies, some jalapenos, some dried California peppers, and then some tomatillos. The tomatillos and the jalapenos are going to be mixed to make a salsa for the green tamales, which usually consist of chicken. And then the red salsa is going to be used for the pork tamales. Now, after the salsas have been liquefied and mixed together, you have to fry them in a little bit of lard, not too much, just enough to make it warm, and then you slowly stir in the chicken into the green salsa and the pork into the red salsa. After all this has been done, you pull the corn husks out of the water, let them dry a little bit, make sure there's not a lot of water on them, and you take a spoon and spread a thick layer of the cornmeal. You make sure it has to be spread evenly because you have to have an even amount of cornmeal to wrap the meat. And to spread the masa, you use like a same technique you would use when spreading peanut butter onto a sandwich. After you have spread the cornmeal on the corn husk, you can put a spoonful of whatever meat you want, and then you fold the tamales as seen right here. You do one flap on top of each other, and then you tuck the bottom flap in so that you don't lose any of your meat, any of your fillings, and you place them in a pot that has a separation on the bottom, so you can fill about a quarter of the pot with water and allowing the tamales to steam. You have to place them in a way that they all cook evenly, because sometimes the top is raw and the bottom is overcooked and it can get dried out. When you eat tamales, you have to make sure that you remove the corn husk, because some people eat the corn husk and that makes the tamales very unpleasant to eat and it's hard to chew through a corn husk. Once that is done, you can either top it off with fresh sour cream or cheese, or just some hot spicy salsa made from tomatoes and whatever pepper you want. Along with that, you can drink a traditional Mexican drink that is usually made for Christmas. When it's cold, it's hot. It's made out of flour, milk, sugar, and some cinnamon, and it makes a thick kind of pudding drink that goes great along with the tamales. Like I mentioned before, it's not gonna be the same as what a traditional Mexican home or traditional Filipino home makes, but it's all about the passion that you put in. Anyone can cook and anyone can try to recreate the dishes, but it's not gonna be the same. As long as you have passion and the determination, the dish will turn out great. And it's just all about being educated and knowing what is traditional and what is authentic. And I believe that it is a good thing to be educated in the culinary field. Thank you guys.